Woof woof. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey and I like to read a little bit, apparently. So today we are going to be going over all the books that I read in May and talk about some of the books that I want to read in June. As we all know, or if you don't know, hi, my name is Bailey and I am a mood reader. Okay, it is a problem. But I have figured out that knowing this about myself, I can then plan accordingly. So what I do for a TBR for each month is I try to choose from my favorite genres, which usually include fantasy romance, dark romance. Lately it's been thriller romance as well. And I also do love a contemporary every now and then. I just love all genres. If it's got romance in it, I'm probably gonna love it, okay? And paranormal romance. I can't forget about the vampies, okay? And the witches. But I like to choose from all those different genres, like 6 to 7 books total for the month, so that my mood reading can then act accordingly, because I know it's not gonna stop for me, okay? I'm not that important to it, obviously. So I just choose like 6 or 7 books, sometimes 8 for the month, and those are the ones that are like on my immediate TBR, the ones that I really wanna get to very quickly, and it works for me. So if you're a mood reader and you don't have a TBR because you don't think you can follow it, maybe try it. Try it and get back to me and let me know if it works for you too. I ended up reading, I think, all but maybe one on my May TBR, which, hello, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I only have 3 physical copies of the books that I did read in May. So the rest was on Kindle Unlimited. I am a Kindle girly. I told y'all that in the last video. If you have not seen my favorite book recs of 2024 from Kindle Unlimited video yet, that was a mouthful. That is my most previously posted video. I will try to put it in the little boxy thingy below this video. I'm still figuring YouTube out, okay? Give me a break. Enough yapping. Let's just get straight into it. So first, I read Funny Story by Emily Henry. This was a highly anticipated read for me. I don't think I've rated any of Emily Henry's books under a 4-star. I just love the way that she writes. I love the emotion that she pulls, and in my personal opinion, they are all amazing books. The FMC gets notified from her fiance while she's at home. They're about to get married. He's on his bachelor trip, okay? He comes home from his bachelor party and his girl best friend said that she had feelings for him. And so he says, I'm gonna figure this out, bye, and leaves. And says, you have a week to get out. So she then moves in with the girl best friend's ex, Miles. And yeah, it's forced proximity, people, okay? And they end up getting along really well. And it's a very wholesome, very good story. It has a few heavier hitting topics in it, and I really liked that aspect of it. So I rated this one a 4.5 star. I very much enjoyed it. It is now my second favorite Emily Henry book, my first being Happy Place. You guessed it. If you didn't guess it, good try. I'm sorry you don't get a prize for guessing correctly, but it is indeed Happy Place. That is my favorite Emily Henry book. But this one was a close second and it was very good. I very much enjoyed it. And then I went to Kindle and I am on my JT Geisinger journey, okay? And a journey it is. All right, you need to strap up your boots and your boots? Yeah, strap up your boots and take this walk into JT's, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, but JT Geisinger is an author that I have recently found that I adore. And Midnight Valentine was no exception. I rated this book 4 stars. I don't want to say too much because with a JT Geisinger book, there's going to be like insane plot twists and it's best to go in blind. Always check your triggers if you want to. If you're a no trigger soldier, then cool. I mean, but it is a very good book. The only thing that I'm going to say about it is not my opinion, but what I could do to describe the plot is written in the stars. I don't want to say anything to spoil it. I think you should go in blind. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I rated this book 4 stars. It was really good. And then I transitioned into dark romance, and on Kindle Unlimited, I read The Lies We Steal by Monty J. This is the first book in the Hollow Boy series. And this series, I've told y'all before, I'm gonna tell you again. It's like Legacy of Gods by Rena Kent and Devil's Night by Penelope Douglas had a cousin. I'm not gonna say a baby, but a cousin. Okay, they're very similar. But also different. So the guys are in college and it's dark romance and they all have issues and they all find, each book follows a different one of the Hollow Boys and kind of like, the horsemen in Devil's Night, and their love stories and how they learn to accept themselves and accept love and all of these things. It's so good. The FMC in this one is a thief, and I thought that was very, very entertaining because you don't see that often, but it's like high level thief. Like she can crack safes and stuff. She was super, super cool. I did wish that I got more of that from her. I felt like it was mentioned and it was used once, like her thievery skills was used like once, and then it wasn't mentioned again as much. So I wish we would have gotten more in that aspect, but I was pleasantly surprised. Can I speak today? Hello. I was pleasantly surprised that this book had way more plot than spice. It was like an 80-20 ratio, and it was absolutely fantastic because a lot of times I feel like the plot can get overshadowed by the spice in a dark romance. Not always, definitely not always, but a lot of times it can happen. It's very easy to let that happen. And I feel like this one was just great. Okay, I really, really enjoyed it. I rated this one 4 stars. And then on Audible, I listened to Road of Bones by Demi Winters. This one was just a little bit slow in the beginning, and it took me a minute to kind of figure out who was who. I have been seeing everybody and their mama talk about this book, and I was getting FOMO, as we know I do kind of often. And it was very, very worth it. It is worth the hype. Okay, let me be the first to tell you, or the last to tell you, because everybody else has read this book already. I am late to the game. It is Viking fantasy, well, Viking inspired fantasy, and it has found family. It's got banter, it's got plot twists, it's got secrets, it's got a little bit of spice. There's actually 2 love interests, okay? And I'm not gonna tell you which one that I love the most. It's very touch her and you die vibes, and we love that here. I rated Road of Bones 4.5 stars. The only reason it was 4.5 instead of 5 was because it was a little bit slower in the beginning, but I have heard that the second book in the series, and I cannot remember the name of the second book for the life of me right now, but it apparently is like an all-around 5-star. It does not suffer from second book syndrome, and I am so excited. And then I read The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I was so excited for this book, but I was also scared for it, okay? I was scared because I was afraid I was going to be let down because of my expectations being so high, but let me just tell you, it delivered. And you know who specifically delivered? Silas. The FMC Alina is a poisoner, and she poisons men. It's Victorian era London, but make it paranormal because there's vampires, right? So, but it's like gothic, spooky vibes. But yeah, she poisons men who treat women badly. So these women will come up to her and they'll be like, hey girl, I need some help. And she'll be like, here you go. You know, it's like a drug deal, but for poison to murder your husband, or a man that treated a prostitute wrong. You get the vibe. And it was, I loved that aspect of it. And Silas, woof woof. Okay, that's all I have to say about him. He is one of the only blonde love interests that I will bark about, okay? He was wonderful. The banter in this book was absolutely unmatched. I will never shut up about it. You cannot make me be quiet about it. I do not care. And I will be thinking about this book for a very, very long time, all right? Amazing. Almost perfect, nearly perfect, and I cannot wait for book 2. And then I read Older by Jennifer Hartman. This one is a best friend's dad romance, okay? I did not love it as much as I thought I was going to. I really thought, because every other Jennifer Hartman book I've read has been 5 stars, I really thought this one was going to be 5 stars. Now, it wasn't bad, okay? It wasn't bad at all. I still had a good time. I just didn't have a great time. You know what I mean? I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't want some more of it. 3.75 stars. I just found myself getting uninterested. You know, it was angsty. It was for sure angsty. I mean, dating your best friend's dad can get angsty, and they're not even dating. There's so much tension in this book, and I love tension. It just, I don't know. Let me also say real quick, you should still read books that I did not like. I've had people tell me, well, if you didn't like it, then I'm not gonna like it. You should absolutely try if you want to. If there is any bit that you think you are going to like a book that I did not like, you should absolutely pick it up, because your taste could end up being different than mine. You know, maybe I wasn't in the right headspace to read it, that kind of thing. But still, pick it up if you want to. But I do recommend this one because I did like it. I just didn't love it. And then I read may+june by Kelly McNeil on Kindle Unlimited. I read this because a mutual on Book Talk recommended it, and I snatched that shit up so quick, okay? It is a rockstar second chance romance. It's kind of like Daisy Jones and the Six vibes, okay? Like the way that it's told a little bit is like Daisy Jones and the Six, but not so much in the interview narrative. It was just, oh, the love story. You could literally feel the love seeping off the pages of this book. Something happens to these characters and they end up not being able to stay together. And so you get to see what their life has been like for the next, I think it's like 10 years. And they meet again and you get to see what happens from there. And I don't want to say it has a happy ending, but it doesn't not have a happy ending. This book was beautifully, beautifully written. It was, it wasn't necessarily the prose, because the prose was beautiful, but it wasn't like Jessa Hastings or Nicole Fiorina level prose to me. It was just the love story. It was just, that's all I have to say. 4.5 stars. And then I read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Look, I have liked her other books in this series, okay? I've liked them. I did not love them. This book was my only 5-star read of the month. I would change literally nothing in this book would I change. It is one of my top 5 favorite contemporary romances now, and I just adore it, okay? I adore it. I laughed, I cried a little bit. It was just so beautiful. So basically in this book, both of the characters are cursed. The people that they date end up finding their true love after they date them. And because Emma sees a Reddit thread that Justin posts, she decides, she's a travel nurse, she's going to take a contract where he lives and they're going to break this curse together. And it was just, it was deeper than I thought it would be. It had way more emotional baggage than I thought it would. And I love books with emotional baggage, okay? Because God knows I've got trunk loads of it. I don't have junk in the trunk. I have baggage in the trunk, if that makes sense. But it was very, very good. 5 stars, wouldn't change a thing. Worth the hype. And then I read 5 Broken Blades by Mike Horland. Am I glad I bought this book? Yes. Did I like it? Yes. Did I love it? No. It was a 3-star read for me. I really expected more. Let me preface this by saying this book follows 5 assassins as they come together to murder the God King. Like 75% of the book was them making their way towards each other, and I was bored. I almost DNF'd this book. But the last 25% more than made up for it, and that is why it got a 3-star, because I'm definitely going to be reading the second book now. I've seen people either love or hate this book, if I'm being honest. And maybe it's because I listened to it on Audible, and it's hard to follow along multi-POVs on Audible, but it has like a full cast of characters, so it shouldn't have been as hard. I just really wanted to love it more because the magic system in it is really cool, and the world is just so, I mean, it was just all, it sounded so cool, it was cool, but I wanted more, you know? I don't know. Maybe it was a me problem. Don't come for me. And then I read The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This was early 2000s rom-com. And you can't change my mind, okay? I felt like I was watching a movie with this. I rated it 3.75 stars just because it was just a lighthearted, fun book. I don't know if it will really stick with me, like emotional impact-wise. But I had a really good time and the characters were funny. It was very like Pretty Woman, except instead of a prostitute, let me explain. The FMC, MMC get married for student housing. Okay, 2 years later, FMC, MMC divorce. Not divorced. She thinks they're divorced, but they're actually not. 3 years later, he comes back and he's like, hey, we're still married and my family is demanding that I bring you on this trip to Indonesia for my sister to get married. Oh, and by the way, I'm a billionaire. Huh? So her dad's medical bills are racking up, you know, and she's like, I could use 100 grand because he offers to pay her 100 grand for it. And so she goes, and it was very funny. I just loved how honest the characters were with each other. Was it groundbreaking? No. Was I entertained? Absolutely. It was a good reading month for me, okay? I feel like I haven't gotten to read as much lately because I've been so busy. Work has been crazy. After work has been crazy. Tonight, I'm reading. I don't care what nobody says. I'm reading, okay? So yeah, May was a good month. I think that's, how many books is that? I don't know how many books that is. I think that's like 9, 10 books. I don't know how to math. Okay, the math, just don't be mathin'. I'm a reader, not a mather. And now we can get into what I want to read. Wait, I gotta do this really dramatically. What I want to read in June. Okay, these are only 4 of these 7 or 8 books. I told you I'm not good at math. 7 or 8 books that I am putting on my June TBR. To be read, to be hopefully read. Okay, my hopefuls list. Let's play a game while I am talking about all of these books that I'm going to read in June, or hopefully going to read in June. I want to predict what my ratings are going to be. Okay, can we do that? Can we do, yeah, okay. And let me know if you think that my estimate is going to be correct for what I'm going to end up rating it. Seeing as how today, when I'm filming this, is the first day of June, we're gonna start with one that I already started. I'm listening to this one on Audible. Well, it's actually Spotify, it's not Audible. I have the physical copy, yes, mind your business. I wanted to listen to this one because I like the narrator. So anyways, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I read The 7-Year Slip by her a couple of months ago and I really enjoyed it. And this one so far, I got literal chills sitting at my desk at work today while I was reading this book or listening to this book. Same thing. Like, emotional impact wise, it hit me right in the chest. Just right there. That kind of hurt. I'm only like 5 chapters in or so, 4 or 5 chapters, something like that. But it's good so far. I think that The Dead Romantics is probably going to be a 4-star read for me. We will come back and see at the end of June. And then I downloaded this one on Kindle, so I'm going to start this one tonight. The Marionettes by Kate Wismer, not sure. But this is about witches and vampires and an academy. I'm so excited. This is a series, so I'm hoping I really love this one so I can read the rest because I've heard nothing but good things, but I also don't hear it talked about a whole bunch. I have heard if you were a Twilight kid, you'll probably like this one. And God knows I was a Twilight kid. I was Team Edward. I know, but I always thought Jacob was hotter. But I was Team Edward because I read the books before I watched the movies, so. Bella, how you liking the rain, girl? I think this one is going to be a 4-star as well. And then I also want to read All My Love by Morgan Elizabeth. I got this in a PR package from her, actually. I love Morgan Elizabeth. I have never read a book by her that I have not liked. And this one is a second chance rock star romance and it's Noah Kahan coded. It's hometown vibes, I think, too. And Morgan did say that this one, I think, is a little bit more emotional than her other books. Every book I've read by her has had great banter. And I'm very excited for this one. I think this one is going to be a 4.5 star. We will see. And then this one I did not mention on my book talk page, but I just got it in the mail yesterday. The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. And I literally have no idea what this is about. The reason that I bought it is because the same mutual who recommended May Luna on TikTok, book talk, if you will, she said that this was one of her favorite books of the year. And obviously we have similar reading taste. I didn't even read the synopsis. I just said, okay, add to cart, check out immediately. It was the buy now feature, actually. It's like a mystery. It's got a little bit of mystery. I think it has magic in it, but I'm not sure. It looks like it would have magic in it. I don't know. I just know that I am probably going to end up at least liking it, and she's not that thick, so I can just add her. It's fine when the mood strikes, you know? I'm gonna be bold, okay? I think this one's gonna be a 5-star. Please don't let me down. And then book 3 in the Book of Azrael series by Amber V. Nicole is now out, A Dawn of the Cursed Queen, or Cursed Queen. I don't know how to say words. I have been anxiously awaiting this book since I read book 2, which was right after it came out. I love the Book of Azrael, okay? Diana is my girlfriend. The FMC in that book, or in this series, she is my girlfriend. She is feminine rage embodied. She is badass emo muscle mommy embodied, okay? I love her. I would do anything for her. I don't get on my knees for no woman. But I'm very excited to read this one. I do need to go back and reread the last like 3 chapters or so of the second book in the series so that I can kind of refresh my brain because I really don't want to reread the entire book right now. So that's just a me problem. I have struggled with rereading books unless I really loved it and it's been a while. I want to read this one this month because I miss my babies, Sam Kiel and Diana. And I already know Amber's going to hurt me, but it's fine. I'll pay for it anyways. I think Dawn of the Cursed Queen is going to be a 5-star read. I'm gonna be so honest. And then the Lady of Darkness series by Melissa Roerich. I do not know what this is about. I've just heard feminine rage. That's all I've heard, and I love some freaking feminine rage. It gets me going. I love an angry woman. I really do. It's a fantasy romance, I believe, and it's a series. I don't know why I keep starting these series knowing I'm not gonna go straight on to the second book. I don't know when that started. I recently started doing that. I think I'm afraid of burnout. You know, I feel like if you read a really, really long series, you can get burnt out of reading that genre for a very long time, and I don't want to do that, so I keep genre jumping afterwards, and then eventually I'll circle back around, but I need to stop doing that. Maybe I can read at least 2 in the series, you know, that's going to be the goal. But I think Lady of Darkness is probably going to be anywhere from a 3.5 star to a 4.25 star. It's the first book in a series, so I'm just being cautious. Also, I think I'm hoping some of these are a little lower so that they get a little higher. You know what I mean? I don't want to go with my expectations too high. I probably just ruined myself with the unmaking of June Farrow. And last but not least on my June TBR is Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Geisinger. I am on my J.T. Geisinger journey, as you guys know. I literally know nothing about this book except for that she wrote it, and if she wrote it, I will read it. I think that Ruthless Creatures is going to be a 5 star. Let's just put that out there. Okay. This is going to be a really good reading month. I really, really hope. All of the books on my June TBR, except for, I believe, The Dead Romantics, are on Kindle Unlimited. I'm not sure about the unmaking of June Farrow because I just added that one right before I made this video because mood reading. It was a really good month in May to read, I think. It could have been better. But we are going to go full throttle into June. I hope that June is a great reading month for everybody. I have not been getting to read as much lately, like I said, because I've been super busy and I'm starting to spiral because of it. Reading keeps me sane, and my therapist said it's fine. I did not tell my therapist that I have all of these. I don't know if they would still think that it is such a good thing for my anxiety if they knew how many books that I have. So maybe don't talk about that in therapy, Bailey. I hope that everybody else had a great May and has a great June. I love these wrap-ups. Wrap-ups are fun. I love looking back at the books that I read and trying to remember things about them, especially the ones that I didn't like as much. I feel like I struggle to remember anything, any day of the week, all the time, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. I hope to see y'all back next week, and I love you guys.